What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you another Fusion Cup video. This is going to be a tournament recap of the tournament that I did today, right after Empoleon Community Day here in Arvada, Colorado. And I'm just going to let you know right off the bat, this tournament was nuts, man. And there were so many crazy just flips of matches and upsets that do not normally occur. So we're going to kind of go through this video and you can kind of see what happened. I had not been able to practice with Empoleon at all because first time I used it was in this cup. So we are going to see how this goes here. So this first match is up against my wife, Clarinet Monster. You've seen her here on the channel. And in these matches, she makes some amazing plays. So you can see our teams of 6 on the screen there. Her Altaria gives my team so much trouble. Empoleon can only beat Altaria if you are able to successfully land the Flash Cannon. Poliwrath is a good answer to Altaria, but because she has Alolan Ninetales and Bronzong, makes it a little less safe to bring in. And then my Bronzong is going to be a decent answer to her Altaria, but other than that, Altaria's got a lot of really solid matchups against my team, and this is it was definitely rough for me. So I am up a shield here, but I lost the lead scenario there. My Noctowl cannot hang with that Altaria, and I believe in the next match I play that matchup even worse, but I have to shield here, and because she went for like straight Dragon Breath farm down on my Noctowl, which was an amazing play, she's going to be able to dump 2 Sky Attacks into my Empoleon. So I have a lot of energy farmed up here. Really hoping she didn't bring in Shiftry, but there's the Shiftry. Now I go for the Hydro Cannon here. If I were to land a Flash Cannon, I think this would almost one-shot the Shiftry. She does not take the bait there, so I'm forced to mirror with my own Shiftry. I let this first Leaf Blade go through. I'm really wondering what she has in the back. I know I already saw Altaria, so if there's a Charizard or a Alolan Ninetales in the back, this is going to be really rough. Going for another Leaf Blade here. Down goes the Shiftry. She still has a shield. In comes Charizard. Oh man, I'm just going straight for the Leaf Blade here, trying to get that last shield out of there. But I still cannot switch out. My Shiftry is stuck here, and it's pure energy for the Charizard. She has enough energy for a Blast Burn, and because Empoleon is Steel and Water, this is going to hit me for neutral. Very strong neutral damage and take me out. She takes the first round in this tournament. Well, she takes the first game there. So at this point, I'm getting really nervous. Like, this is crazy. Normally when we get matched up in tournaments, it typically is in the first round, and I tend to do fairly well, but she was pulling out some crazy good moves today. I made some nasty mistakes. Now, instead of staying in that Shiftry mirror match, I switch in my Noctowl, which could have been a mistake there. I could have just tried to play out that mirror match, maybe QSA. Both of our Shiftrys are the same IVs, so I know there wouldn't be any surprise there. But this is still a decent scenario for me. Oh, she baits me with the Dragon Claw. Amazing play on her part, and a Fire Spin goes through while I'm throwing this Sky Attack. So not great at all. I get her last shield. Now at this point, I should commit a second shield because she committed both of her shields. But I'm an idiot, and I let the Blast Burn go through, takes out my Noctowl. I'm hoping that I can come in with Empoleon and totally farm this down. These waterfalls do a lot of damage. She switches into her Altaria. I cannot switch into Shiftry here, because those Sky Attacks are going to be brutal. I'm hoping to land a Flash Cannon. I should not have shielded this. I knew I was going to resist that, but Empoleon is not super tanky. Even though you resist the Sky Attack, still hurts. Flash Cannon does a lot of damage. At this point, I maybe should have brought in my Shiftry to try to snarl it down, but whatever comes back in, I believe I'm going to try to just instantly switch into Shiftry because I'm expecting her Shiftry to come back in. It does, and I'm able to catch this Leaf Blade with my own Shiftry instead of my Empoleon. I'm able to get a Snarl through while she's throwing this Leaf Blade, which is really good for me. But this is still going to be really rough. Oh, she switches in her Charizard. And I get the foul play off in her Charizard. I couldn't remember how much health she had on that Charizard. And so I went way too hefty with the energy commitment. Amazing switch on her part. I knew I had to get that Charizard out of there because it had stored energy. She throws the Leaf Blade down, goes to Shiftry. I'm tapping on the freaking Hydro Cannon, but she gets CMP there. And so she is going to take the second round, or the second game. So she's already solidified this first round. First round of the tournament, I get matched up against my wife, and I lose the round. Absolutely brutal. I tell you what, I'm never going to hear the end of this from all my friends here in Colorado. People were freaking out when they saw this upset. So we're going to play a third game here. At this point, I'm pretty much just hanging my head in shame because my Empoleon play is so not great. I had not practiced with Empoleon at all. You know, there's no excuse there because I still brought it in, but I'm used to the speed of like Whiscash or Swampert or Quagsire, a lot of those Mudshot users. And so the slower 3-turn animation of Waterfall definitely screwed me over in some of these scenarios. Just totally my fault. I feel like Empoleon is still a really solid choice in this Fusion Cup, and I'm going to keep him on my team for a while I kind of figure out how to use him a little bit more. So I'm in a horrible scenario here. I lost the lead. This Altaria still has a lot of health and farmed up energy. And then we CMP tie on this Dragon Claw. I honestly should have just fully farmed this down and knew that I was going to commit a shield anyways. So another huge mistake on my part. So this really sucks. She is up a shield. Out comes her own Charizard. Regardless of what it is, I instantly switch into my Empoleon. I know this is only going to be a Dragon Claw. I think this might have been a misclick here. But I'm really trying to just waterfall down this Charizard. I have so much stored energy here. But I over tap and we CMP tie again. And all of this energy in my Empoleon goes to waste. I got Charizard in the back and watch this. I know she can throw a charge move and win the game. So I stop attacking because I know that she's trying to let me win this match so I can look better for all of you guys. What a nice wife. But I told her, like, just kill me. Just do it. So she sweeps me 3-0. Absolutely insane. People were freaking out in the venue, man. They were losing their minds. So I lost the first round. Absolutely brutal. But round 2 is going to be up against 3 Hat. You can see our teams on the screen there. I have my Noctowl against his Poliwrath. This is very favorable for me. The Ice Punches are going to do super effective damage, but Noctowl is such a beast. I can handle this. I draw a shield there with a Sky Attack, and I'm able to get to another Sky Attack here. This is either going to burn his last shield or do a lot of damage. I'm up 2 shields now, and I can still tank another Ice Punch. So I'm going to let this Ice Punch go through. I know I'm eventually going to commit a shield in this matchup, but right here, going to commit a shield and then overfarm just a little bit and then throw the Sky Attack. But he switches in his Shiftry. Very interesting. He draws out my last shield, which is a good play on his part, but this Shiftry is totally going to be gone. So Noctowl had a favorable matchup against his Poliwrath and his Shiftry, and he has a Noctowl in the back to mirror. So I'm going to bring in my own Charizard. I should be able to tank this Sky Attack and then comfortably get to a Blast Burn. Farm up even one more extra Fire Spin here. Here comes the Blast Burn. It's not going to KO the Noctowl, but very close. And he's able to get off another Sky Attack. That's alright. I'm fine with letting Charizard go down. I know he still has Poliwrath in the back. He still has Poliwrath in the back, and so this kind of sucks because my Noctowl doesn't have a lot of health. So here's the sacrificial Empoleon move. Oh, these waterfalls are doing nothing. I can't even get to a hydro cannon, and down goes the King Penguin. Ouch. Dynamic Punch freaking hurts. Thank goodness Mudshot Poliwrath does not get stab on it, and it hardly does any damage to Noctowl, so I'm able to throw the Sky Attack. Barely win this first game. Crazy close. I survived with like 1 HP there. Like 1 or 2 Mudshots would have secured that victory for him. Gonna run Double Flyer here with Poliwrath as my safe switch, so because he's not rocking a Charmer, I'm totally fine with having Poliwrath as a safe switch, and I'm going to utilize it right here because I do not want my... so he switches in Shiftry, and in most people's brains, Poliwrath is a water type, so bring in Shiftry because it's a grass type as a counter, but that does not fly, man. I can go straight Dynamic Punch here, especially since I have an energy advantage because I used it as a switch in, and comfortably regain switch advantage. And I also know that he has a Lowland Sandslash, so what is his third Pokemon? He's going to have to bring something that's going to counter this Poliwrath, otherwise this Poliwrath is going to go on a punching spree. He has Whiscash, which is a better selection than the Alolan Sandslash, but Poliwrath still counters Whiscash. So all three of the things that he brought in this line of 3, Poliwrath has favorable matchups against. And if you look at his team, Poliwrath is scared of his Noctowl and his Bronzong, but other than that, Poliwrath has very favorable matchups, so I felt comfortable bringing Poliwrath in here. These Mud Bombs definitely chip away. I still have a shield. I know I can tank another Mud Bomb here, just barely, and I'm able to get off this last Ice Punch, which is amazing. I love Poliwrath so much. I'm just always trying to make sure that I have a team that allows it to shine. You need protection against those Charmers and those Flyers. He gets a Mud Bomb on my Charizard. I'm going straight farm down here. Still up a shield, and I know the Alolan Sandslash is in the back. Blast Burn's easily going to one-shot this. It's double super effective. And so I'm going to be able to take this second game here. After getting swept by Katie in the first round, I had some fire brewing in my belly, man. It was like I was so embarrassed by that, and everyone was talking about it. I'm still never gonna hear the end of it, but so I need to make up for a lot of games here. This is a very favorable scenario for me. I'm surprised that he's staying in, so I'm just gonna stay in. No need to commit shields here, even if it's a foul play, which it is. Totally fine by me. I'm able to farm a lot of energy. In comes Whiscash. And so I hesitate to switch out. I want to get a Sky Attack off first, and then I'm going to bring in my Poliwrath. Because I kind of want to get this Whiscash closer to Dynamic Punch range, so I can comfortably throw that and take it. Here comes another Mud Bomb. Again, Poliwrath can hang with this. It's totally chill. It is going to add up. I farm up just a little bit extra there. Going to throw the Dynamic Punch here. Hopefully draw a shield or take out this Whiscash. Draw the last shield. I'm still up 2 shields here. So I am going to shield this up. And I should be able to get to this Dynamic Punch before he can get to another Mud Bomb. This is definitely going to take out the Whiscash. But he commits his last shield there. So he really wants to maintain the switch advantage. At this point, I just let him have it. No point in trying to investing a shield into that Poliwrath. I'm going to bring in my Noctowl. Over farm a little bit. I go for the Sky Attack here. And he catches it with his own Noctowl. I bring in my Charizard because I'm up a shield and I want this to be a more neutral energy matchup. Obviously going to shield this up. I'm going to overfarm just a little bit more. And then throw the Blast Burn to KO. I don't want to get too greedy. There's been so many scenarios where I get too greedy with farming and then it bites me in the butt. Still has the Whiscash in the back. He needs to land a Blizzard on me to take it out, but this Dragon Claw is going to be able to take out the Whiscash. So I'm able to win that third... Oh, he still got Shiftry in the back. Oh my goodness. But I'm able to get to this Dragon Claw and take it out. Good job, Charizard. Great games there, 3-hat. I was able to go 3-0 in that round. So I'm still 1-1 in the tournament because I lost that first round to Katie. Going to round 3. This is against Andy Joy. She is running a Charmer on her team and Frostlass and a Lowland Marowak, so definitely don't feel comfortable bringing in Poliwrath here. I switch in my own Shiftry onto hers to mirror, because I don't want her Shiftry matched up against my Empoleon. Now she switches in Frostlass, and this is still actually a favorable matchup for Shiftry because of how fast I can get to my charge moves. I draw the shield. Now I'm going to go for the heavy hitting foul play. And one Snarl is able to KO her Frostlass. Very positive scenario for me. Out comes the Noctowl. I'm still able to get off a foul play here. Shiftry's putting in so much work right now. But I know she still has her Shiftry in the back. And I do not want that thing matched up against my Noctowl. So I'm going to bring in Empoleon here. And then I'm expecting her Shiftry to come back out. So I'm ready with that switch in with my Charizard. I can tank these Sky attacks from Noctowl. There's the Shiftry. Now with these 3-turn fast moves like Snarl and Fire Spin and Waterfall, you cannot be spamming your phone crazy fast. Because sometimes you'll try to switch out really fast, but if you're over tapping, especially with those longer duration moves, you can make really clunky switches and it's really rough. So I made sure to stop tapping there so I can make a nice clean switch. I land the Blast Burn, land the Dragon Claw. I'm still up a shield, so I'm going to be able to take this first game. Charizard has a lot of, a decent amount of matchups against her team. Good against Wigglytuff, Frostlass, and Shiftry. My Shiftry, good against her Frostlass, Alolan Marowak, and Whiscash. And then my Empoleon kind of rounded it out, being good against Noctowl, Wigglytuff, Frostlass, and Alolan Marowak. So this is actually a really great scenario for me. Shout out to the shiny Wigglytuff hype. That thing looks amazing. I wish I had one of those. Just going to go straight Hydro Cannon here. And it's able to take out the Wigglytuff. I resisted the charm damage the whole time, so I'm in a very favorable scenario here. Empoleon is still going to put so much work against this Frostlass here. Ice does not resist water, so these Hydro Cannons are going to do a lot of damage. This Waterfall damage is really adding up too. Holy cow. After that first round where I totally failed with Empoleon against Katie, I started to get a feel for it more. So, but I'm still kind of on the fence about Empoleon. Granted, I played like absolute doo-doo in that first round, so it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But definitely going to shield this up because I can get to a Hydro Cannon and either one-shot this thing or draw the last shield. And these Waterfall damage that I'm getting on this Alolan Marowak is just insane. Out comes my Shiftry. This Alolan Marowak is in Leaf Blade range, and I can survive a Bone Club or a Shadow Ball. Shiftry is great for that. Going for the Leaf Blade, just to be safe here. Takes it out. Able to take that second round there. Good games. Let's see, in the third round, bringing in Charizard, Empoleon, and I think Noctowl, so the double flyer with Empoleon in the middle. We'll see how this works out. Not the best matchup for me, but I can't switch in my Empoleon because in an even energy scenario, Whiscash can take that matchup. So I switch in my Noctowl, and she throws a Mud Bomb on the Noctowl, so no need to shield that there. I know it wasn't going to be a Blizzard because it came way too soon. I do have to shield these Avalanches, though. I QSA this Frostlass. Again, I'm already anticipating committing a shield in this matchup, so just going for the QSA. This allows me to get to another Sky Attack here. Sky Attack does a decent amount against Frostlass. Again, Ice does not resist flying, even though it's super effective against flying. Which is why I don't really have an Ice type on my team, just because I don't like that it doesn't have the resistance to flying. I like the Steel types a little bit better. Charizard comes in and is able to Fire Spin that thing down. I have some energy stored now. Let's see. She brings in her own Noctowl. Because of my 2 Fire Spin energy advantage here, I'm just going to try to double Blast Burn. I land the Blast Burn, which is really great. I can tank this Sky Attack, no problem. And then if she stays in, I'm going to waterfall it down. But out comes the Whiscash. I have I have some stored energy here, so it's good for me. But these Mud Bombs are going to be hitting me for super effective. Hydro Cannon is still going to do a lot of damage if this goes through. I get the last shield there. Now the waterfall damage is really adding up, but so are those mud shots that are coming through. She's got to throw the Mud Bomb here. Out comes my Charizard. I know this is only going to be a Mud Bomb again. If she were to build up to the Blizzard, which I think she would have had time to be able to do that, because I need to land the Blast Burn here to take out the Whiscash. It's not in Dragon Claw range. If she would have built up to the Blizzard, I think she would have been able to get to it and then take out my Charizard. And then Noctowl in the back, I'm barely able to Fire Spin that thing down. So good games there, Andy Joy, able to take round 3 with a 3-0 sweep. Here's round 4 against Twatha, 3-2-4. Not the best scenario for me, so I'm going to use my Poliwrath as a safe switch. Out comes Wigglytuff, and here's a scenario right here. So I want to either draw a shield from this matchup or get this Wigglytuff really low. And I also brought in Bronzong because I knew if this scenario occurred where I got my Poliwrath switch locked against the Wigglytuff, I want the Bronzong to absorb all of the energy that the Wigglytuff has farmed up, so it totally nullifies all the farming that the Wigglytuff did. So now I can come in here, because he committed a shield, which he had to do because I threw 2 dynamic punches anyways, so he had to do that as the play. But I can absorb whatever that was. I have energy loaded into my Bronzong. I've got 2 shields looking very, very good for me. Out comes the Altaria. I'm surprised that the Altaria comes out, so I'm wondering what's in the back. I get a shield there. I want to get to this second Psyshock, so I am going to commit one of my shields here. And now I'm going to switch into my own Noctowl. He's got Venusaur in the back, so it was a very tough situation that he was put in there. Because my Bronzong had favorable matchups against both of those Pokemon. So I'm just going to chip away with Sky Attacks here on this Altaria. Still have a shield, going to shield up this Sky Attack. I QSA the Sky Attack, really good for me. Land the Sky Attack. I still have the Bronzong with almost a Psyshock built up, but I'm going to be able to get to another Sky Attack here. And take out the Altaria, so I'm able to take that first game. So let's kind of see how we adapt for this second round here. That was a tough scenario in the back, man. My Bronzong had really favorable matchups there. This is a decent lead for me. Poliwrath against his Whiscash. I can go straight Dynamic Punch here because I'm very confident in my Poliwrath's IVs. And if I can QSA these Dynamic Punches, it's even better. Maybe sneak in a couple of mud shots in between the charge moves would be really good for me. He shields that up. I'm at another Dynamic Punch here, so I will match his shields. I'll commit a shield here. Going for another Dynamic Punch. It does go through and does a lot of damage. Here comes another Mud Bomb. But again, this is still a scenario that I'm very comfortable staying in. I'm able to get to a third Dynamic Punch. He's either going to have to shield this. Okay, so he does commit a shield. He really wants to win this lead scenario. And he had to throw the Mud Bomb there because I was going to be able to get to an Ice Punch. So correct play on his part. But now I'm assuming that he is drained on energy. So I'm going to bring in my Noctowl. He has to switch out. But now I get my Bronzong locked against his Altaria, so this is very favorable for me. Altaria does have a better matchup against Bronzong than Noctowl does, just because of the sheer power of Dragon Breath. And after this tournament, I am seriously considering running Altaria instead of Noctowl on my line of 6. Again, I'm going to be doing a lot of practicing this week. and trying to feel out this team. In this tournament, I just seemed very weak to Altaria. So if I swap out Noctowl for Altaria, at least I'll be able to have a mirror match there. But able to take out the Altaria. Still have a shield. Out comes a Alolan Marowak. Tried to make a switch there, but Bronzong died too fast. Noctowl is just a straight up wall to Alolan Marowak, which is one of the main reasons why I switched over to Charizard instead of Alolan Marowak. I still want the fire type damage for the fairies and for the ice types and the grass types, but that Alolan Marowak, I just hated when I got stuck in this scenario. It happened to me a lot in previous tournaments, so that's why I switched over to Charizard. Still up a shield here, but I don't want this Whiscash getting crazy and throwing a Blizzard, so just going to take it out with the Sky Attack. Good second game there. Throughout this tournament, there was a crazy amount of upsets, like people beating people that have never won before, so really crazy. Like, this was just a wacky tournament. A lot of fun. But there were just crazy outcomes happening all over the place. So I'm very surprised that he switched out his Alolan Marowak in that lead scenario there. Now his Venusaur is stuck against my Noctowl. The Poliwrath against Alolan Marowak scenario is actually very favorable for Alolan Marowak because it's going to be resisting all of Poliwrath's charge moves, and you can land the Shadow Ball and fairly comfortably win that match. Out comes his Empoleon. Now I'm going to go straight for the Sky Attack here. Empoleon is not super tanky. Even though it has the steel resistance, you can still see how much damage that Sky Attack did. Now he could have fully committed to the farm down there with Waterfall, but he dumps his energy on my Noctowl, which is good for me. Because in comes my Poliwrath. I farm up a little bit extra. Going to go for the Dynamic Punch here, which is easily going to take it out. I get the last shield. And then he makes an amazing switch into his Alolan Marowak to catch this Dynamic Punch. But I still get a shield there. Very interesting. Out comes my Charizard. I'm up 2 shields. If this is a Shadow Ball, it's going to really hurt. And I might as well use shields. I figured it was going to be a bait anyways, but it's not worth playing that risky, man. When you got 2 shields and you're still in a comfortable scenario, I just wanted to maintain that advantage. Now this could be another bait or it could be another Shadow Ball. I don't want to risk it. I want this Alolan Marowak gone, and I'm going to fully Fire Spin it down. And then throw this Blast Burn on the Empoleon. Again, because Empoleon is steel and water, this is going to be neutral damage and be able to easily take out the Empoleon. So I'm able to take that match there. Good games. We're going to the finals. So I'm 3-1. And the finals are against Hanzo, my friend Zen here in Colorado. He was 4-0 at this point in time. So I had to beat him in order for all of us to join hands and win a 4-way tie, as you see on the screen. This is a very interesting first match. I brought 3 things in that are weak to Quagsire. So in my head I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm going to be able to come back from this first scenario, because I brought in my Double Flyer plus Bronzong, his Victory Bell and his Toxicroak, and his Noctowl. Those things my Bronzong has really favorable matchups against. But I am in a very tough scenario here. I'm down shields. He still has Quagsire. Out comes the Quagsire. But I believe I can still tank a Stone Edge. And I make an incredible switch here that allows me to win this game. I instant switch into Bronzong, and he throws what I believe to be a Stone Edge on the Bronzong. Really great for me. If that was an Earthquake, I believe this game would have been totally flip-flopped. Out comes his Victory Bell. This confusion is really adding up, but holy crap, man. That Razor Leaf damage is still no joke on my Bronzong. Doing a lot of damage. The Leaf Blade does not take me out. But we simultaneous KO there. Out comes his Quagsire. My Charizard was one fire spin away from a Blast Burn, so I'm able to get this, and this should be able to take out the Quagsire just enough. Because it dumped the energy on the Stone Edge on my Bronzong, I was able to win that matchup. But horrible team comp there. I got really unlucky there. That was not smart. Man, 3 things weak to Quagsire. That could have been absolutely horrible. So I bring in an Empoleon here. This is a favorable scenario for me. Expecting the switch out. In comes this Quagsire. But I have Bronzong and Noctowl in the back. So I need to get rid of this Quagsire. So I'm going to stay in this matchup. Throw the Hydro Cannons. I still have Bronzong as my anti-flyer in this line of 3. So I'm comfortable with staying in here. I just have to correctly shield the Earthquake. I just can't get hit by an Earthquake. Gonna shield this again. He double baits me with Stone Edge. Great play on his part. But I overfarmed there just a little bit. Gonna throw this Hydro Cannon. I could have maybe even done one more Waterfall there, but again, I did not want to play super risky. In comes Charizard. Holy crap. Definitely gonna draw a shield with this Hydro Cannon. And the waterfall damage is insane. Granted, his fire damage is still hitting me for very strong neutral damage, but he had to throw a charge move here because the waterfalls were stacking up. Out comes my Noctowl, and his Noctowl immediately comes in, so I get my Bronzong switch locked on his Noctowl. Very good for me. He is running Nightshade, so... even though this is still a positive matchup for me, the Nightshades are definitely going to add up, and he has a slight energy advantage. But in the zero shield scenario, this should be an easy win for Bronzong. I believe this is only going to be a Sky Attack. Yep, Sky Attack comes through. He had enough time to get to a Nightshade, but I don't know if it would have made a difference in this matchup, because either way I was going to be able to farm it down with Confusions, and then I'm able to throw a Psyshock on this Charizard. So that solidifies me the final round, the 5th round. It allowed me to go 4-1. We do play a third match here. So if you noticed, in the opening round, I got swept 3-0 by Katie. All of the other rounds, I reverse swept 3-0. So I had to get some sweet revenge from getting my butt handed to me by my wife in the opening matchup, man. That was so rough. So we're playing a game 3 here. This is just going to be a bulldoze city here, man. We're just both going to be throwing bulldozes at each other. But I believe he plays this matchup really well. I'm hoping I can Confusion him down. And I commit a shield here. Stupid shield on my part. I was worried that it could be another bulldoze, but it wasn't. I do win the lead, but that was a wasted shield. Now this Quagsire is going to be able to farm a lot of energy, and I'm wondering if I can get to another Psyshock, but it's not going to happen. So misplay on my part. I should have just switched out there into my Poliwrath. So I bring in my Poliwrath now, but he's got so much energy loaded. If this is an Earthquake, this is going to really suck. It's only a Stone Edge, so I call his bait there. Out comes the Toxicroak. Oh my goodness. If this is a Sludge Bomb or Dynamic Punch, it's really going to hurt. So I shield this. He baits me with Mud Bomb. Amazing play on his part. Over farming just a little bit, then I'm going to throw the Sky Attack. I still don't think Dynamic Punch or Sludge Bomb would KO me at this range. But I don't know what his second move is yet. He lands the Sludge Bomb. Holy crap, that does a lot of damage. And he's able to farm down my my Noctowl. I really need to fast move down this Toxicroak. If this is a Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, what's his poison move again? I can't remember. But he's able to take this third game. He lands the Stone Edge. Great games there, Zen. So we got a 4-way tie for first. I'm satisfied with that. Everyone give big props to Clarinet Monster for just wiping the floor with me in that opening matchup. That's what I get for practicing with her so much. She learns my playstyle and then shield baits me really well. If you'd like to be on my friends list and support the channel, head on over to patreon.com/fpsticks. And if you'd like to help support me get to the Portland Mega Tournament, head on over to my GoFundMe page. All of those will be posted in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.